Okay, this is Tony Aguilar again, and we're going to be going on to day 2 of the Patton's Best campaign with Armoured Commander II. So we're going to just continue here, and this is the breakdown of what happened on day 1. And need to do some managements. I think some of them, just check my crew and make sure that nothing changed on them. We've got Mario Griffin is the commander, and we're going to go down. Okay, Martin Allen is the gunner. We've got Chewy Hyde is the, I hope that's his nickname and wasn't born that way, is the loader. We've got Gilbert Eakley is the driver. And we've got Edwin Hyde as the assistant driver or the radio operator, machine gunner, hull machine gunner. Okay, so let's check a couple things. We're all good there. Nobody's in the hospital. We just survived the first one, getting the first day getting knocked out, and everybody made out okay. So we're going to go into the next day. Okay, and again, this is the menu where you could just say, the heck with it, I'm just going to get whatever tank I want. I've decided not to play that way, make it a little bit more entertaining. So we're going to proceed with a random tank. And yes, it'd be assigned a random tank. You cannot reverse this choice. Yep. Okay, and I get an M4A1 76 with wet stowage. So that's a 76 millimeter gun tank. So it's got a better gun taking out other tanks, and also it has wet stowage, which would allow less of a chance of it blowing up due to ammunition, I believe is what that is. And M4A1, I believe those were all cast hull as well, so got a little bit better armor on it. Looks like there's some bigger numbers on that. I do not want to swap positions. Yes. Now command a new tank tab. You got to be careful in these menus. Don't want to click the wrong thing. So my only gripe for this game is the buttons you use are kind of awkward. You don't use the up and down arrows yet. It's still kind of in its infancy, the game, so that may be something they can change. And I've heard there's a way to customize the buttons, like by actually going into the game and modifying some files. I've only been doing this one for about a week, so I'm not really comfortable going in there and tinkering with that. But for right now, it's just a little awkward not being able to use the arrows. Instead of going up and down, you end up doing the W and the S key. But no worries, we just got to be a little careful. And okay, so today's mission is in advance. We have 80% chance of air support, no artillery support. Okay, so we're outrunning our guns. Okay, so before we start the day, let's go ahead and look at... whoa, we got a new tank. We need a new tank name. So we're going to call this one, appropriately, Second Chances. Okay. And tab to confirm. Kind of strange to use the tab key instead of the enter, but that's okay. And I think we're good with everything else. 3, start of the day. And okay, let's go ahead and start. All right, now here's the ammo thing. We're going to just look at default load. And the default load on that is mostly HE, which is good. 67 rounds of HE, 23 rounds of AP. Split 4 and 2 on the ready rack, and there is no smoke, which is okay. We didn't use it last time, but I guess there's no smoke available for the 76 millimeter gun in the Sherman tank. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tab to accept and continue. Okay, and here's the lay of the land here. It's July 31st, 1944, 5:15 in the morning. And, okay, so looks like most things are a value of 2 or 3. And we've got a capture in the yellow here. This is our mission. Destroy any enemy presence in this zone and capture it for our side. So just a recon's not going to do it. We actually have to take control of that zone. And then there's another one up here, which is also a capture for 8. And this one's also a capture for 8. Okay, so what I envision then is working our way over to here. This is some swampland, so that's going to be interesting trying to cross that. We're going to come over here and then work our way over. We'll just see how it goes. So let's look at our unit. I believe there's 3 of us. So it's 3 76 millimeter gunned Shermans. So I'm not sure if the game you always have the same tank in your unit, or you have like a mix of different Sherman types. But so far I've seen is whatever your unit is, they're all the same type of tank. So that may be always the case. Okay, anything else we need to do here? Oh, we need to toggle hatches. So let's go ahead and make everybody open their hatches, except of course the gunner, who does not have a hatch. He is no hatch over the gunner's position. So let's take care of that. And no, don't need to request resupply. And okay, on the movement screen. So let's go to E. We'll go check that out. We're going to do, obviously, advancing fire. And I thought there was no artillery support. Here's an option for request artillery support. Maybe I was wrong. Okay, so let's do a recon there. Estimated strength of zone 2. 2's almost as well. You can see 1s. 1s aren't very common. We're going to go ahead and proceed through. Okay. I wasted 10 HE rounds. No resistance. I gained control of the area. Okay. Let's look at see what the hills are. Well, let's just try the most direct route to those zones. So let's go to E again. We're going to do a recon. And again, strength zone in 2. And yeah, there's no artillery support. I thought there was air support today, but as you can see up here in the top, it's overcast. So I bet that means planes can't fly. So we're going to go and do we already did a recon. We're going to go ahead and move in there and see what we got. Use 5 HE rounds and encounter enemy resistance. Okay, they're all off to one side. Okay, so let's do a couple things. We want to survive today. And let's come down here. We're going to definitely put the gunner on the operate gun. We're going to close his hatch because once he is doing his thing, his reloading, the loader, his visibility is gone anyway. So there's no reason in having an open hatch. You see, if I have it crew exposed or buttoned up, the blue hex is just over my own zone. So there's no point in having a hatch open and nothing to gain from it. I haven't seen artillery fire from the enemy yet in this game, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And it's just a good habit to not leave a hatch open. Okay, so the driver also, as soon as I move him to drive, he can't see anything. So we might as well close his hatch up. Now the assistant driver is a little different. He can see all around. So we're going to leave him crew exposed. And now it's a matter of what do we want to do with the commander. Well, I'm going to move more than likely if I don't spot anybody. I'm definitely going to rotate my hull so that both of these units are in my front facing. So just by the fact of doing that, it's going to be really hard for me to hit things because I've got movement. It's hard to hit things if you've done any kind of movement, even if it's just rotating in place. So with that said, I'm going to have him direct movement so that if I do need to get out of dodge, it's going to be easier to get the driver to do that, because I don't know what those two elements are. So now we're going to hit space and we'll find out maybe if we've spotted any of them. One's a Martyr 3M and another one's a Martyr 3M. So for those of you that don't know, a Martyr 3 is just a small, well, 3M I think is a Czech 38 tank chassis, and with a 75 millimeter gun mounted at the rear usually. This is a little assault gun, so they have like no armor at all. So it's just a matter of hitting them, and it looks like they're both facing away from me. I'm not sure if they've spotted me. I am in open ground. We're all in open ground. So here you look at your success thing here, okay? So we're definitely going to pivot, and then I have a 7% chance of going hull down. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off with pivoting the hull, okay? And then we're going to, if I do a reposition, which is within this hex, right now I'm considered to being an open ground. There's other terrain types in this hex. This game is kind of abstract in that way, and it's almost like if you've ever played Upfront, which is a card-driven game, also an old game by Avalon Hill. That kind of has that thing. That you're this distance away, relative distance away from these units, but there's other terrain in here in between it. It's not necessarily clear like this looks. So it's deceptively simple. There's different levels of it. So let's try doing a reposition, see what kind of terrain types there are in here. Okay, so if I reposition, I have a 30% chance of finding open ground, which I'm already in it. Broken ground is 20, brush is 10, woods 10, hills 75, wooden buildings 8, rubble 2. I suspect that woods, hills, wooden buildings, and rubble makes it easier for me to hide. I'm going to go right off the bat and try to find a hill, because that'll make it easier for me to go hull down next turn, so or next bound. So we're going to go ahead and do that and do a proceed. Okay, and I move to a new location within the same hex. I know I turned the speed of these messages down, but they're still coming out pretty fast, so I'll try to read them quickly. Okay. Okay. So, all right, so let's see where we're at. Where did we get? We got in the hills, so maybe I'm harder to find. Well, let's look at the hit chances on these. I've got 2 martyrs. One of them's in the hills over here, and one of them's in open ground. So I'm going to have a hard time firing either one of them. So let's not shoot at the guy that's farther away. Let's shoot at the closer guy, and let's see what our chances to hit him are. Now, one thing I got to see is I got to remember that over here on the gun, you got to be careful when you hit fire. Well, first of all, you have to hit F or it won't fire. But also, you got to make sure that you have it set to the ammo you want. Right now, it's by default on HE, because I think that's what it started as. It'll probably default to the last ammo that I used. So I'm going to have to remember you need to switch that to AP, or I'm going to have an HE round on the way. Which, the rear of a Martyr taking an HE round is, if you know what one of them looks like, is probably bad news for them. It's kind of like taking a flaming baseball into a catcher's mitt. So it's going to be bad for those guys in the back. But we want to make sure we do armor piercing anyways. So, all right. So let's go ahead and select the weapon and ammo. So we're going to go ahead and change this to AP. Okay, and then we're going to fire at the target. Okay, and I have a 27% chance. That's actually a lot higher than I would have thought. That's just to hit. So, and here you can see what your modifications are. I get a plus 12 on having a long gun, so that's an improvement from the last Sherman. And the gunner has a crack shot skill, so that gives them an extra 3%. But I'm moving, so I lose 60%. These modifiers may actually not be percentages. They may be something else, but be it what it is, I will go ahead and hit continue. And we missed. Well, that's probably going to wake his little butt up. Okay. Now, maybe the rest of my other 2 Shermans here, maybe they could make something of it. So we're going to go ahead and end the phase. And he spotted me. And he attacks me. But he only has a 0.5% chance because he had to turn his entire vehicle. He's not a turreted thing. Oh, here's a little picture of the Marder 3M. Yeah, it's rear mounted, and you know, all the crew's open in the back. So you hit him through the back, and he's kind of screwed. But it's not turreted. It's a like a casemate. Okay, so there's an option here to use a fate point, and I think that's just kind of like a get out of free card. I haven't been using them. I think that's kind of I call that self-imposed cheating, so I'm not going to use fate points throughout. So we're going to go ahead and use continue. And he got close. He rolled a 1.2, so that was really came by close. And we're going to continue. All right, now it's the next phase. Well, now we got to get our business together because we're going to leave the driver on drive because I want to look at what the options are of going hull down. Not that I'm necessarily going to do that, but we are going to go ahead and move him to direct fire. We're going to button him up. We don't want any shell fragments taking out the commander because if I get hit, I'm not necessarily knocked out. Sometimes the shells break upon impact, which I've been lucky in the past in other vehicles. We'll see how Second Chances does, but still operate gun, still reload, still drive. We don't need any more spotting, so you close your thing there and you just sit tight. I'll just default. I'll put him on operate MG, even though there's MG can only affect the front hex and only one away. So, and it has a tendency to not hit anything. I've shot at infantry many times with a bow machine gun in this game, and it's extremely difficult to do something to them. So I think we're all set there. We're going to go ahead and end the phase. Okay, and now there's a 37% chance of going hull down. Well, so the question is, it's going to throw my shot off against that Marder. But I think I'm going to do it because it's a lot harder to hit, and I'm outnumbered 2-1. I'll probably regret it no matter what I pick. So we're going to go ahead and do H and attempt hold down. And I move into a hold down position, okay? So I'm a much smaller target, I would think. And we're going to go ahead and fire at that Marder that we did last time. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get a bonus because I fired at him before, but because I did move, but we'll see what it is. We're still going to fire at the target. We're set on AP. And it's 30.5% chance. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And we got a hit. Which means he could be hull down as well. I don't think so, being in the... I think he's just in a field. But just because you get a hit doesn't mean you get a hit. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And he's penetrated, and he's toast. Okay? Okay. And another Sherman repositions itself. Well, that sounded like it hit the hull, didn't it? Now, I'm not sure if he fired at me or somebody else, but regardless, he's a goner. Okay, so, I mean, nobody took any damage from that. So here you can see at the bottom, you can only see it when I have the mouse over this. I am hold down. And there's an arrow, so maybe I'm just hold down to the front, which is good because this guy is in the front facing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just direct fire and blow the crap out of this Marder. There's no reason to move any closer. I'm hull down, so I want to keep that going as soon as much as I can. So we're going to go ahead and end the phase, and we're not going to reposition. We're already hull down. We're going to end that phase too. We already automatically selected that target, so we're going to go ahead and fire at that target. And it's a 56.5% chance. So my chance, even though he's a lot farther away, is a lot higher because I didn't move at all. So, okay, so we're going to continue. And I got a critical hit. Okay. Critical hit on a martyr. And yeah, he's toast. Okay, and that's the last guy in the zone. No enemy units remain, so we're good to go. And as you can see, my travel was from this hex into here, but the other allies that I have with me in my unit, my battalion, my combat command, what have you, captured this one over here and this one here and this area here. So as you end up taking over ground, your other forces also take it over, and also sometimes your hexes get reduced. So there's been times where I have penetrated halfway through the board, and then my my supply lines have been cut off. So that's something you've got to keep in mind. Okay, so working our way towards this little yellow thing. Let's check the ammo status here. Okay, I still have 52 rounds of HE. 20 rounds of AP is plenty for the whole day, more than likely. The HE, because I'm consuming it as I'm doing the advancing fire, is something I just got to keep in mind. Okay, so we're going to go E, and we're going to do a recon in the forest. We're still overcast. We still have no artillery support, so let's go ahead and move forward. I fire 4 rounds, find no resistance. Okay, well, we're right next to the zone we want to be in, so let's see what we got here. Do a recon. A strength of 7. Wow. Well, we either take it or we don't, and right now we have our other 2 vehicles with us. We're at full strength. Let's go ahead and do it. I haven't seen where if I clear off the rest of the board and then come back to doing this one, that the number has changed on it. So let's just go ahead and do it now. Maybe we can hit them when they're not prepared. Be a little lighter. There's going to be guys in there, almost guaranteed. So 7 rounds. I encounter enemy resistance. What do we got? I got a guy right in my face. Okay. Well, I got 4 guys. So one's here, and then 2 are here. So these guys that are in gray are, the line of sight is blocked between myself and them. Now, that may not be the case with the other 2 tanks that are here with my unit. They might actually have a line of sight to them or not, of this hex. And same thing here. This is a block line of sight. So the problem with moving is I could move somewhere and then all 4 of them will be red and visible. So I'm a little leery of doing that. So let's main thing is what situation. Well, what are we in right now? We're in open ground. Lovely. And this is an open ground hex, so it's not likely I'm going to get those hills I can hide in, or like last time. All right, let's do this. Let's go down here. Okay, we're going to keep him on drive anyways. Okay, because I'm going to get one chance of spotting before the shit hits the fan. So I want to make sure that I have the option to move if I need it. Now, we're going to put the loader on reload, and we're going to put the gunner on operate gun. One thing that's strange about this game, I'm pretty sure that in real life, the gunner could fire the main gun and the coax machine gun at the same time, because they literally sit side by side. But this game doesn't allow you to do that. So I don't know if that's something they're going to change later, but okay, we've got, we're going to keep everybody buttoned up. That could be infantry there. Hopefully it's not a Shrek or something like that. Although I haven't seen them that often, but, okay, assistant driver, we're going to keep him on, we're going to put operate the bow machine gun, even though it rarely does anything. We're going to put him on drive. He's reload, operate gun, and let's see what the spotting situation is. If I decide he's spotting nothing. He's spotting nothing. He's spotting nothing. And he's spotting nothing. Okay, well, we need to have him spot something, because we need to identify whatever that is in front of us. So we'll take a chance. He'll be the guinea pig. We'll leave him crew exposed so he can see everything, and the commander is going to... we're going to go ahead and put the commander on... I could throw a smoke grenade. I just got a bad feeling about this, Sarge. Let's... Obviously, I have to have crew exposed to throw out a smoke grenade. Let's put that on smoke grenade, just in case. I'm not sure if I automatically throw one. It's going to put smoke in this hex, but I've got enough things going on here that it could be really bad. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit space. Oh, and it's an Opel Blitz truck. And I throw a smoke grenade. Okay. Well, an Opel Blitz truck is, all that means is it's a truck with some infantry in it, and it hasn't dismounted yet. So, all right, I'm not sure a pivot wouldn't be so bad, because this red unit over here could be something bad. Only got a 3% chance of getting hull down. What's a reposition do for me? Nothing great there. I'm going to cancel that reposition. I'm going to go ahead and... Well, we're going to stay the smoke. The smoke's going to last a couple turns. Let's end that, and we're going to go ahead and fire at the target. Now we're going to make sure we're switched to high explosive, and we're going to fire at them, and I have a 61% chance. So tab. And maintained a rate of fire. Okay, so that means I was able to, I fired so quick that I put another round in and was able to fire another one. Now, if he's hit, he's going to be toast. But just for good measure, I'm going to hit him again. Don't want any little Nazis running around. Okay, so we got 2 hits on him. Okay, so we're going to continue, and he's probably going to toast him, and it was destroyed. Okay. Was transporting in a heavy machine gun team. And there's our Stug. And a Martyr 3. And another Stug. Lovely. Oh, one of the other tanks had a line of sight to the Martyr and blew him up. And the Stug shot at the other one of our other Shermans and knocked him out. Lovely. Well, so far in this game, this particular campaign, it looks like the distribution of the enemy vehicles is about right. Stugs were pretty common, and so were the Martyrs. Not encountering a ton of Panthers or something like that, or Tigers. Okay, so lovely. So he's over there, and I'm in the smoke. He has line of sight to me. I'm not sure if he has line of sight to the other guy. He knocked out my other tank. So now there's only 2 of us. All right. Let's... I'm not going to do smoke grenade. I'm going to direct fire. Operate gun. Reload. Let's keep him on drive. But this is a Martyr. I don't need to wake both of them up, so I don't want to move to another hex. Let's go ahead and close his hatch. What happens if I close his hatch? I can't see anything. I don't know if my chances are hitting or a lot higher with the crew exposed, although my commander is shaken there. So let's go ahead and go with that. All right, and we're going to rotate in place because we need the front facing him for sure. I'm going to pivot the ball. Okay. And we're going to end that. Okay, and I'm going to fire at the target, but I got to make sure, want to make sure I don't have HE heading towards him, because HE will do nothing to a Stug. Okay, and that should be good. We're ready to fire. I have an 8% chance. Hopefully we can get a second round out. Never can bank on that. And I missed. That's hopefully we didn't piss him off. And space. He spotted me. Both of them fired at me. Okay. Well, I'm not sure. I heard a dunk. I don't think that's a... I was knocked out by that. Whether it... I don't know if that means it was ricocheted or something. Or maybe it ricocheted off the other tank. Okay. Smoke level 1. Right click for details. Well, that just is details of my tank. Okay, escape. Okay, so we're going to direct fire, operate gun, reload, keep them on drive, spot. All right, let's do it again. We don't need to reposition. And we're going to fire at the target. 63% chance. And I got a hit. Not a guarantee with those guys. 72.2. No penetration. Wow. And Stugs aren't super heavily armored in their front. They're very similar to the Sherman as far as armor thickness on the front. So they just don't have a turret. And we're going to tab to continue. Yes, my other Sherman knocked him out. Oh, but he was knocked out by the martyr. So now it's just me. Wow. Wait a second. I thought that was a martyr. Now it said this. I don't know if that was an error or not. I was pretty sure this was a martyr over here. Well, regardless, they have the same amount of armor. So what we're going to do now is just me. It's the other two tanks here were knocked out. So we're going to go ahead and keep it on direct fire, operate gun, reload, drive. Yeah, we're going to leave everything the same. Except, wow, a bunch of my crew is shaken. We're going to go ahead and move these guys to crew exposed. And we're going to move the driver. Yeah, we have him on spot. So, okay. So we're going to, and we're still in this smoke. So we're going to go ahead and we're not going to do anything until these crew unshakes. Right now they're shaken because they just saw the other two Shermans in their platoon get knocked out. So they're shook right now. Only the gunner doesn't have a hatch. They're focusing on the target. He's not even aware of it probably. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end the phase. Okay, and we're going to end the phase again. I have no line of sight. Loader recovers from being shaken. Okay, well, there's still smoke on my hex, so we're going to wait until that dissipates. So we're going to end the phase, end the phase, end the phase. The concealed unit moves, but not far enough to enter another hex. So he moved within this hex, but not enough to go somewhere else. Okay, so yeah, we're still shook up here. I can fire at him with him being concealed, but I'm going to... Now we spotted him. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and in that phase, we're going to fire at the target. But I only have a 0.5% chance. I wonder why. Oh, he's in wooden buildings. That's sorry, Joker. So the smoke's costing me 25. The target was moving. I lose another 30 for that. And he's a small target. Nothing to do about that. Well, he's about the same size as the Sherman, except he's low to the ground. So that makes him a small target. and it's in wooden buildings. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't have a chance of hitting him. I don't know if he spotted me. So I'm just going to lay low, because a 5% chance, I probably don't have much of a chance of hitting him. So I'm going to wait for the smoke to dissipate, and hopefully, and then him to stop moving. I'll have those two things working for me, and then maybe we'll get a shot at it in the next bound. So we're going to escape. We're going to cancel that shot, and we're going to go ahead and end the phase. Okay, my commander's still shaking. Wow. So let's go ahead and end another phase again. Now what are my chances of hitting him? They're 23%. Well, that's a lot better. Okay, because I still have... Man, this smoke lasts forever. I'll have to take a note of that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and... yeah, we're gonna fire at 23%. And I missed it with a 30. Okay. And he attacks me and has a 57% chance of hitting me. But I'm hull down, right? Well, that was the other battle. Oh, I could be screwed here. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Continue. He hit me. He has a 27.8% chance of penetration. And there's a big dunk, okay? And the commander's stunned. And the gunner is stunned. And the loader is stunned. And the driver is stunned. And the assistant driver is stunned. So that was a big dunk. Well, I'm not sure what the stun thing means. Let me see if I can give him an order. Looks like I can. I suspect I'm not going to be very, very effective. Well, let's go ahead and move to the next phase, because I can still drive if I need to. Okay, now let's look at the chances of success of movement. They're horrible. There's only a 5% chance of doing a reverse, so forth. So we're going to leave that as it is, and hope for the best, because we really don't have much of a chance of getting out of here. So. Okay, so let's go ahead and end the phase and see if we can fire at the target. Well, we're stunned, but 38% is not too bad. We're going to go ahead and fire. And I missed. The driver recovers from being stunned. That's strange you didn't fire at me. That's really, really strange. Okay, well. I did hit him, so he might be stunned as well. I don't know. Okay, I just... fortunate, I guess. Okay, so we're going to end that phase. We're going to... Oh, the chances are still bad to get out of here. We're going to end that one as well. We're going to fire at the target. Now we're up to 53% chance. We're going to continue. Make sure we're on AP. We are. So I missed, but I maintained a rate of fire, which means I get another shell in. So we're going to go ahead and fire again. And I missed with both of them. Wow. He's not firing at me. I wonder what happened. That's strange. That's 2 phases that he hasn't fired at me. Right-click for details. Okay. No details there. Okay. You can go through all those things and look at the armor ratings and all that stuff on the vehicles. I'm pretty familiar with the vehicles being a World War II nut, so I noticed it had the it has the Stug here listed as a tank. Yeah, not a tank. Armored fighting vehicle or self-propelled gun. Okay, escape, and I don't know what the deal is with this smoke. It's just sitting here on top of me, but I don't dare move, especially with all this crew stunned. We're going to go ahead and just hope for the best. We can knock this guy out with overwhelming force. 53% chance again. We're going to do a tab. And we missed. Okay. Enemy reinforcements have arrived. Oh, lovely. Well, at least he's blind. So that does happen sometimes as you get extra units in here. So we get another unit that's here. Line of sight's blocked to him. So we're going to hope for the best. This is like the world's longest lasting smoke ever. Right. So let's... we're good with this. We're going to go ahead and... I'm not too concerned about spotting this one element since line of sight is blocked. We'll leave everything as it is. And we're going to go ahead and fire at this target again. 53%. And it missed. Wow. And the Stug attacks me with his 75 millimeter gun. 77% chance. He hit me. 27.8. No penetration. I wonder if that stunned my guys as well. The concealed unit repositions himself. So it looks, well, I'm already stunned, you know. Wow. I got a bad feeling about this. This is, I don't know what this guy is. Let's do this. We've got this guy on spot, okay? We've got the driver on drive if we need to. We've got him on direct fire. I think switching him to direct movement isn't going to help a whole lot. Maybe another 5 to 3%. We're going to go ahead and let's just go. Oh, okay. It's a Puma. It's a 234-2, 50 millimeter gun. So yeah, they can hurt us, but I'm not super worried through the front arc. The 75 on the Stug is a lot more damaging. And this smoke just keeps going. This smoke is just here to stay. I don't know if that's a fluke, if it's supposed to be that way. Not sure how long each turn represents. It might be a matter of 10 seconds or something like that. But that smoke's been there a long time. We're going to go ahead and just hope for the best here. We're going to go ahead and fire the target again. We got 12 rounds left. We're consuming this AP like there's no tomorrow. We're definitely due for a resupply when if we survive this one. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and continue. And we hit him. 72.2% chance of penetration. No penetration. Wow. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Stug. It hasn't fired at me. Maybe his gun's damaged. That would be pretty cool if his gun was damaged. Okay, well, we're just going to keep going. The smoke doesn't last, and he doesn't fire at me. So, okay, strange things. Okay, so we're going to end the phase again. We're going to fire at the target. And I'm pretty sure with 11 rounds, I'm going to knock him out eventually. I hope. Okay, I missed, but I maintained rate of fire, so we're going to fire again. I missed again, but maintained rate of fire. So this is the third round. The first two missed. Well, I'll take back what I said about maybe I have enough ammo. Maybe I don't. We're going to fire again. And I missed. So 3 rounds went down there, 2 of them, and all 3 of them missed. Okay, we're going to end the phase. Yeah, I have a feeling with this taking this long that more reinforcements could show up. But I have a decent chance of hitting this guy. I have a decent chance of penetrating him. It's just not happening. Actually, I have a better chance of penetrating than I do of hitting him. So I don't see any reason to move around and make the hit chance worse. Okay, so space. We're going to go ahead and end the phase again. And fire again. And I missed. Wow, down to 7 rounds. Now the Stug attacks me. I don't know. They must have been on break. Germans break for tea time? Nah, I don't think so. Anyhow, I don't know what they were doing. They were fixing their lederhosen or something. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and he has a 57% chance. And he misses. Thank goodness. Okay, so now we're back to, I'm going to fire at him again. And I missed, but I maintain rate of fire. And I missed again. Wow, we're down to 5 rounds of AP. I'm going to have to change what I do here shortly. And there's just nothing I can do about it. Just things aren't working for me at all. I'm playing the odds, and the odds are not being kind. We're going to... yeah, let's fire out. Oh. Okay. And we're going to fire at him again. And I missed. Now down to 4 rounds. And the Stug fires. 77% chance of hitting. He hits. 27.8 final chance. So my chance of penetrating him is 3 times higher than his is of mine. And I haven't been successful. No, he hasn't either. More stunning. This is a heck of a Mexican standoff here. I've actually never seen this happen before. This go on this long. This is pretty crazy. So we're going to... and the smoke is still there. I wonder if that's just a mistake or something. That's very, very strange. I got 4 rounds left. Come on. I'm not gonna, at this rate, I'm not going to have any ammo to take out the Puma. I got a hit. And 72.2 to penetrate. Finally penetrated. Jeez, that was out of control. Oh, and that woke him up. So now the the Puma turns tail. Well, I can knock out the Puma. Puma has not that much armor on him. I don't want to waste any ammo at this point. So what I want to do is... Man, my crew is still stunned. I wonder if that carries over for the entire battle. Let's just leave everything how it is. But we are going to move forward. Okay, but there's no line of sight to him. And I'm still in this smoke. Wow, the smoke that never ends. How big was that smoke grenade? He set off like a 155 round of smoke. Oh, how strange this is. So we're going to go ahead and end the phase. And next phase, we're good with that. We're going to move forward. But I still don't have line of sight. Hey, we finally got out of the smoke. Amazing. We don't have line of sight, so we're good staying where we're at. And I can't fire at the target. So we're going to end the phase. Okay. Now, I'd rather him move than me move, because I'd hate to move and then have a bad shot. I don't really want to get any closer, because that 50 can do damage. It's a long 50. So it's actually a 60 caliber gun. So it's a longer caliber gun than the 75 is in the Stug, but it is only a 50 millimeter instead of a 75s. So a reposition hold down would be great. That'll allow me a chance to move within my hex, and then possibly, well, let's look at something else. What's a reposition here? Wooden buildings, woods, rubble, brush, broken ground. Let's try to get into, I know there's not a high chance of it. Let's get a chance to get in some wooden buildings, and that way if he does fire at me, it's harder for him to hit me. Oh, it said I moved to broken ground. Did I press the wrong thing? Well, regardless, I have a shot at him. So I'm going to see what the odds are. And, man, I wish I could see what the odds are. And then if they were really low, fire HE at him. I got plenty of those to waste. Because if that is in fact a rear shot, an HE shot on a rear of a Puma is probably not good for the Puma. Okay, so let's leave AP on, okay? We're going to go ahead and fire at the target, but see what the odds are first. It's a 14% chance. Let me do this. Let me escape, which cancels this. Oh, I can see what the odds are. Okay, now I got HE. Let's do that. We're going to fire the target with HE. Okay, it's still the 14% chance. So we're going to continue. So we missed. That's okay. I didn't want to miss with an AP round when we only have 3 rounds. Now, I'm not sure if that means I have 3 rounds of AP and 2 in the ready rack. So I really have 5. That's going to make a difference because we're really cutting it close. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And yeah, let's go ahead and end this phase. And the Puma turns towards me. Well, okay. So now we're definitely going to have to direct fire. Let's button this guy up. Okay. And let's go ahead and button him up. All right, so we're all buttoned up all the way. I don't want some fluke thing to happen. And, right. So let's go to the next phase. We got to be careful. I want to make sure I don't mess something up. And we're going to, not going to do hold down. We're going to hit space. We're going to move to armor piercing, and we're going to fire at the target. Now, I have an 82.2% chance. Looks obvious that I'm going to hit him, but the odds that this guy has had are not good, so we're just going to let it ride. Oh, I got a hit. And he's penetrated. Wow. What a hard-fought battle. Okay, so here's the dilemma I'm in. I need a resupply. I don't know how long this stun's going to last. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to crew expose these guys again. Okay? But let's look at, we're going to do a resupply. Now, the problem with doing a resupply is during the time I resupply, I could get counterattacked. And I don't have a whole lot of ammo. But I don't want to move and make it worse. So we're just going to go ahead and request for resupply and hope for the best. 25 minutes later. Okay. And I'm fine with the default load. Okay. I'm fine with how that is. So, and the Allied forces captured other zones. So it's 10:30 in the morning, 10:43 in the morning, and I'm down to 1 tank. So I think what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to continue trying to take ground, but I just don't think I should be going into these heavy zones of control when I only have a third as many tanks, because I have no squad. It's me, myself, and I. So, we are going to, we're not going to take any, we have second chances, maybe, but we're not going to take any second chances. So let's go Q. Let's do a recon there. Strength zone 3. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so let's go here. And R. Strength zone 2. Okay, so I think I'm just going to try to go back to base. I've got an entire crew that is stunned, except the driver, and I've got 1 tank in my platoon instead of 3. So I am going to be a wimp and call it a day, but I think that with everything said, that's what these guys should do. So we're going to go ahead and return to base. I will forfeit half of today's victory points. Well, I only got 38. That's a pretty poor day to begin with. I pretty much average around in the 60s. But yeah, I'm going to proceed. These guys they're stunned. They've got no business. They've got no business doing that. So your combat day is ended. Okay, so I survived a measly 19 points. Only fought 2 battles, only captured 4 map areas, but I got a total of 8 gun hits. That tells you how ineffective they were. So it's strange. In the past, I've found a lot of guns in the past instead of vehicles. This time it's been vehicles, and I don't think we found a single gun yet. So, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and continue that and see if we've got some level up stuff to do. Yep, the gunner gets an extra point, leveling up. Day is ended. So let's go ahead and look at do some maintenance on the gunner, right? He got 1 point, and we're going to go ahead and add a skill, which is going to be, let's see, time on target greatly increases chance of maintaining rate of fire when firing a gun at a stationary target. I like that. And target tractor greatly increases chance to hit firing a gun at a moving target. Sniper greatly increases chance of firing a gun at a long-range target. Target focus. I want all these. I can't have them all. Let's go ahead and do the greatly increases chance to firing a gun at a long-range target. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add that skill. That's sniper. Okay, and there's a sound that reminds me of the old Atari 2600. Pitfall. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and escape. And yeah, we're going to go into the next day. August 1st, 1944. Okay, and that's where we're going to finish off, folks. So, second chances. New tank survived and the whole day. Lots of close calls, and but we did manage to power through. So, limping back to base, unfortunately. So, we'll just count ourselves as being lucky. But okay, until next time. That's day 2 of Patton's best campaign here with Armored Commander II. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this. If you like some other videos, I've got lots of other wargaming type videos on there with miniatures and painting and so forth. So until next time, we'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.